Back to the left a bit. Left, 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 the other left. That left.
So we started at Ciderman Lake and headed down to Clark Lake along the Chloris Creek through Causewell Lake and into Granite Lake. At Granite Lake there's two routes into Papoose Creek. You can go left or right. We went left. They come down to the same thing. Papoose Creek is quite deep. We headed north to our Camp 1 in Waspika Lake. Day 2 found us on the West Montreal River proper. It was a series of rapids. Most were runnable. They're all like class 1, 2. There was one ledge we actually opted to portage, and then we hit the bridge at Highway 560. From the bridge we entered Big 4 Lake, Sam's Lake, and then Houston Lake. So north of Houston there's a series of rapids. They're all class 1 to 2. Elbow Rapids. We ended up on a class 4 ledge. We decided to stop and camp on the portage at Ribble Rapids. Day 3 we headed north a few rapids, class 1 and 2, and we entered Pigeon Lake, and then all the way down Pigeon Lake, and there's a series of 2 falls that we ended up bush crashing around. In lower water you could probably run some of it, and then carried on down through Duncan Lake and the takeout. Just a little caution, this route is a spring route and could be fairly bony in some sections that you might end up walking.
I'm sorry, you're validating is not like that. But you got the same stuff. I know, it's 3 days stuff I've had for a week.
Well, you only have 4 drivers, so we only have 4 people going.
Put in 1 is West Shining Tree Creek right off the 560. Put in 2 is on the 560 on the southeast end you can park. And alternate 3 there's a Houston Lake Lodge right on the highway. You could probably park there. So from Ciderman Lake to Clark Lake is a little lift over of a little Beaver Creek, Beaver Dam.
Okay, we're floating again.
So we're into Clark Lake,
which
turns into Chloris Creek. It's a nice windy creek.
There's the Beaver Lodge.
It's kind of isolated from the original lake, so it's quite nice. About a foot or 2 deep creek here, about a canoe wide. Not too many obstacles, and every so often you get to a little beaver dam lift over.
Alright, you guys.
And there were some sections that was a little.
My boat's leading without me.
This is an ATV track that we crossed.
You know, I got
And again, it's about 50 meters. You can take a portage off the river left, up and down and over, or just kind of walk your boat down through the creek, which was probably the easiest thing to do. There's one ATV bridge. We ended up shimming the canoes over and around some rocks, but it was probably easier than actual portaging up the hill a bit. There's the bridge. So as long as you don't have a problem getting your feet wet, it was fairly straightforward.
Convenient dock.
Pretty rotten down here. You okay?
Of course, our boats are fully loaded.
feels great.
Back on Cloris Creek. We're heading to Granite Lake. There was a couple sections here. It was like beaver leftovers and
good.
gravelly sections where you might have to walk if it was a couple weeks later. Bottom of Granite Lake, we finally hit Papoose Creek, and Papoose Creek is almost like the West Montreal proper. The water is 3 feet deep, a couple canoes wide.
You can go down the left a bit more.
And then we hit some rapids. They're all class 1-2 rapids.
Yeah, there is some rocks down here. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
But they're very windy kind of rapids. You can't really see totally across or around the bend.
Okay,
so you really have to check them out before you run them.
Now we can spin her.
Or have an eddy to turn into. But generally these were like class 1-2. There was no issues.
Go that way. Rock here. Rock. That's good.
So you can see at the bottom here, a little gravel bar. We're trying to point people to river right. And you seem to see
Paddle
our
forward. Paddle forward.
direction.
Theater forward.
This canoe wasn't looking.
That's what I'm saying.
And found the rocks, of course. You could just laugh it off.
We put a bunch of red paint on them. That's it. Okay, perfect.
So this is a typical tree across the river, sweeper kind of thing. Not a lot of flow, but it's really good to have saws in the group. Especially accessible, so you can cut your way through some of this stuff.
I might have to take
We're now doing the limbo here.
All right, making it by inches.
Right down.
Barely. Yeah. Action shots.
And our first campsite on Wasapika Lake. It was a nice site. You know, kind of a Canadian Shield look, baked a bit, but you can see not many people have used this spot. It was only a small fire pit up on the hill, which we moved back to the rocks lower down. Not super flat, but enough to have enough for all our tents. Beautiful morning.
So get your rear end over. That's it.
And then we start up
More
heading
over.
north. We're on the West Montreal proper
More
now.
over. Get your rear end over. That's it. Perfect.
And the rapids are all class 1-2. Mostly 2. But again, like I said, you can't see around the corner, so the first time you do this, you really got to do the Portage Trail and check out stuff before you run. You never know what's around the corner.
Got
So
it.
generally that's what we did. Or also, if you're a return visitor, you don't know if a tree's
So we'll
across
get
the river,
pushed,
so
but
you really should check
See
it
if
out
you can hook
anyways,
yourself into the
if
center
you've
there.
done it before or not.
That's it. Perfect.
Especially in the spring, there's lots of
Go through it.
debris and trees, things that float down. And the low-hanging branches, typical.
You want a spinner here once you get to the eddy? Right here?
But this is definitely a fun river.
That's small, right?
It reminds me a lot of Beaver Creek,
That's good. Yeah, there's nothing.
where it's just constantly winding.
I just want to look here. Yeah, there's a sweeper on the left. Okay, we should be okay though.
We think the water was fairly on the high side.
Stay on the right and you'll be fine.
This was the May 2-4
Yeah,
weekend
so
we
stay
did it
hard right.
in 2023.
Hard right. Okay, stay on the right side.
And you can
Right
see
side,
down here, there's a sweeper on the left. But the current's bringing it to the right, so it's not an issue. And then along the way we found this barrel,
It's gonna be a hell of a
maybe
sail.
2-3 kilometers before the bridge at 560. So we decided to haul it out. There's a few rapids we had to run. They were all like class 2 rapids. So we just got to the headwaters of the
that. Yeah,
rapids
we'll go down
and
the
pitched the
center.
barrel over.
Not
picked
too
it up
much
on
right.
the
Down the
downside.
center. Yeah, perfect. Right through there. Oh well. Okay, now we gotta wait for the barrel. We're waiting for our barrel to come down. Here she comes. Back to the right, I guess. Let's go in the eddy and watch people. You want to eddy out here? No? Okay, keep going down then. It's not much of an eddy. How about right below here on the point? That's more of an eddy. Okay, that's good. That looks good. You beat my barrel. You beat the barrel. Oh, she's fine. She's riding high. Excellent maneuvering. And it's heading back to the eddy again on the other side.
This river splits left and right.
Okay,
we
we have
decided
to
to
go
go
left.
right. There's a little ledge here, maybe I don't know, half a foot drop. And then
Yeah,
you
we
got
weren't
a
far
hug
enough
kind of
over.
right here is another little partial ledge. And then it turns to the left.
Okay, let's spin
So
out.
some of our
Wow.
party were
Yeah.
fairly new at
forget that.
Whitewater and weren't comfortable with
They're
this
okay.
run, so we ended up going back up and trying it again.
Okay.
That
spin
first
out.
ledge we didn't quite hit where I wanted to hit, so the plan
Might be
was
some rocks
to
here.
get over more this time. So I'm teamed up with Tom here.
Yeah, I'll be on this side. You'll be on that side.
It's always an advantage when you got the second shot at something. You know what you did not totally right the first time.
Okay, so we're gonna again start in the center to miss that.
Or you can actually
tree.
try a different line.
And then we'll try to get over to the right again. See what we can do.
So the plan was to hit more right
Maybe.
and then square myself up on the hard
I'll
right of
drive
that
over more
ledge
aggressively
where there was
this
an
time.
opening, a cleaner opening than what we did the first time. So you can see there's a branch sticking out that's pushing into the center of the river. So now I've kind of pointed the boat hard right.
Hey, not too much speed. Slow it down.
And we're
Put
lined
the
up
brakes
this
on a
time.
bit. Brakes on. Yeah, we want to go on the right of that big rock.
I think it's a good
That's
cross
it.
draw.
You got it.
Right through the where we want to go.
Perfect. That was good. And back to the left a bit. Left, 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 left. The inner left. That left. Okay, pull us left a bit. I need to put letters on your helmet or something. That'll make a good YouTube video. The inner left.
So it was getting late and we got up to Rebel Rapids, which is a class 4 ledge. And we just kind of decided, let's camp here and hit the rest of the rapids in the morning.
Coming through with a heavy pot.
It's gonna be cold tonight. You can feel the air temperature dropping.
In the morning we portaged downriver a bit, downstream from the ledge. There's a pretty good drop off, and so we hiked our boats down, had somebody spot us, got in, and it was difficult because there was a lot of branches on the side of the river, and we peeled out. The plan was to go down the left side of the channel. There's a huge rock in the middle of the channel, about 15 meters from there, so we planned to go on the left of it, and we made it per plan.
We're gonna go
There's
to the
big
left.
swell there.
So, rock, and then go right.
Okay.
So we'll go to the right now. Uh-oh. You got a splash in.
Bash it right in your face.
Gotta tilt more.
Can I get that? Yes.
Yeah, like we had eat out and I lifted up my paddle.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I like that idea. Eh?
I like that kind of rapid that you can look at and
Yeah.
just go
Yeah,
through.
Yeah, nothing too serious. You guys looking good? Yeah, it's a nice way.
Did you make some comment about how we came to work?
I did. You were good.
He said something about how Gary looked like a pro now. Did you say something about committing or something?
So we're at little branches hanging.
So there was
We'll
a
be on
few
the
rapids
right of that.
north of Camp 2. They're all like Class
but it's
2,
okay.
Class 1, 2.
Just get out a
I
bit.
think this is
There we
the
go. So we're gonna
final
cut through
rapid
here.
before we hit Pigeon Lake.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's typical. Windy, Class 2,
See where he went across?
Yeah,
I gotta go through here.
ledges and obstacles. We kind of scoped it out on the portage trail, so we kind of knew what our route was. Hanging tree, a couple waves we ended up going through them.
We're swamping out.
And then it fans out at the bottom here, so it's kind of like a rubble feel. You just gotta pick your way to find where you can get through between two
Let's cut
rocks.
through these rocks. That's good.
But a beautiful day, blue sky, crisp, maybe 15 Celsius.
A few rocks there. We definitely scooped on that one.
Yeah.
Twice.
And then we make the top end of our route,
Lake.
and we're in Pigeon Lake.
And,
Nobody's on the
nobody
lake.
on it.
Long, stringy lake.
No pigeons. I don't see too many campsites. It's not very well used.
We decided to have a little lunch break. Wasn't too many places that were flat and convenient for lunch.
You want to pick Newton?
That's the one thing I would say about Pigeon. There wasn't seem to be too many campsites.
Clubs?
Okay, we're young.
And then we get down Pigeon. There's a waterfall, maybe in low water. You might be able to lift over it, but we didn't have low water, so we had to bush crash about 15 meters through this kind of ledge area. It's kind of a double one.
Barb?
Hold on. Gotta get his helmet in.
And then shortly after that, there was another kind of ledge. Again, in lower water, you could have lifted your canoe down the 4-foot drop. But we ended up bush crashing maybe 40, 50 meters and lifted over that. So while some of the group hauled the gear up the ledge, a couple of us had saws, and we decided to cut the trail to below the ledge. So like I said, it was about 40 or 50 meters. You just kind of pick a route and then you cut a trail wide enough to pull the canoes through. And it's classic Canadian shield, you know, trees down all over the place and up and down and in and out and holes and whatever. But if you divide up the task and everybody does something, you can get through it in 10-15 minutes. And we're just cutting the minimal amount of trees we need to get through. And you can see it's pretty thick. It's good to have a good saw. I'm getting closer. And we're back on the water. And that was a ledge we just went around. You know, it might have been possible to run it. It was about a 3-foot drop with a big sloosh and a kind of a hole. But some of us probably could have ran it, others not, maybe. But I think we made the smarter choice just to go around it. And then we ran the bottom half of this rapid, which is in essence a class 1.5-ish.
Surf the wave.
So in lower water, that ledge, you could probably come up to the edge of it and just, line your boat over the ledge, drop down where we were, and then, run the rest of the rapid.
We'll go behind them.
You don't want to look for the best guy?
Look for what?
Look for the best guy?
Well, we could too. So when you say look, you want to turn upriver and just kind of creep up on it, or back paddle?
One of the things, Richard, you can come across the top looking, like there's no rush here, right?
I would say where they went was good.
Yeah.
So up ahead is Duncan Lake. Just a beautiful view.
The most flow. It's just like a nice slopey ledge. Okay. I'm not sure where you're pointing, but there. Okay. That was good. That was good. So who wants the latest navigational information?
Sure.
Okay, let's take some guesses. How far?
3.5.
JC?
4.3. Some front.
5.44. About an hour paddling.
As a crow flies?
As a crow, but we're going pretty straight.
Well, you got a big
5.44. Say 5.5. We wiggles.
an hour. You got a little bend to start.
So the takeout was pretty sweet. There was a little dock and a kind of a gravel put in, and simultaneously there was this houseboat that was just either coming out or coming in, I can't remember, but there seemed to be a lot of room. We've got parking on the side here. There's room for, I don't know, 4 or 5 cars. Looked pretty civilized, and no issues with the parking right on the side of the road there, and that worked out really well. So you can see the parking space. You can maybe park 10 cars there. The overall trip was a 3-day trip, 55K, but you can break it into a 1-day, a 2-day, or a 3-day trip if you wanted to. Anyway, thanks for listening. If you like this content, please subscribe, or better yet, join our club and be part of it. Till next time, bye.